So clearly, we've got a player and a coach now that have two completely separate belief sets. And look, Stephanie White was angry when she made those comments. So you can bet one thing, I'm going to be watching and paying attention to Sophie Cunningham's minutes. If she all of a sudden has a reduction in minutes playing,
Welcome back, my dear viewers. I'm back with another very interesting and informative video that I hope you'll enjoy. Make sure to stay with me until the very end because you won't want to miss what's coming next. So, without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into today's video. The WNBA is officially in a state of absolute, unprecedented emergency, and the front office is doing everything in their power to make sure you never hear this audio. But buddy, the internet is undefeated, and the truth has officially leaked. While the media attempts to portray a happy, cohesive locker room, the reality behind closed doors has devolved into a complete and total civil war. If you thought the jealousy and the cheap shots on the court were bad, you are not ready for the sheer, absolute chaos that just erupted behind the scenes. We just got our hands on the details of an explosive, terrifying locker room meltdown that has completely shattered the Indiana Fever. At the center of it was Sophie Cunningham, who did what no one else in the league had the guts to do: confront a head coach who was completely losing her grip on reality, along with a generational superstar who finally, aggressively, snapped. The league had the guts to do, a head coach completely losing her grip on reality, and a generational superstar who finally, aggressively, snapped. When Caitlin Clark's voice echoed through the concrete hallways off the arena, screaming, "Are you kidding me? Why always me?" And now Sophie, the entire basketball world froze. And when the literal White House steps in to issue a statement backing up a player against their coach, you know we have officially crossed the line from a sports controversy into a massive, undeniable national scandal. Grab your popcorn. Because Coach Stephanie White just made the biggest, most catastrophic mistake in WNBA history. To understand exactly why the Indiana Fever locker room just turned into a highly toxic war zone, we have to rewind to the moment that started it all. Sophie Cunningham is known for being fearless. She doesn't back down from anyone on the hardwood, and as it turns out, she doesn't back down from the toxic politics of the league either. While veteran players were busy making salty comments on podcasts and complaining about charter flights, Cunningham boldly stepped up to the microphone and delivered a viral statement that the league desperately wanted to keep quiet. She came out fiercely in favor of protecting women's sports, delivering a raw, unfiltered, and wildly controversial truth that the rest of the players were absolutely terrified to say out loud. She didn't mince words. She stood her ground, demanding respect and structural integrity for the women who built the game.
Sophie Cunningham says, the article says, you say she's a MAGA Barbie. As some corners of the internet have taken to calling her, projection, she says, because of what she looks like and where she's from. She'll weigh in on how to, quote, protect women's sports, she says, because she's in that world and feels qualified to speak to that world. Quote, I got a lot of negative feedback about me hating trans, and I'm like, I never once said that, she says. I think that I'm here to extend love, but I also think with that love is truth, being honest. And I want to protect young girls in the locker room or young girls in sport who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Now, prior to yesterday's game, the Indiana Fever media, they flooded Sophie Cunningham. Apologize, Sophie, apologize! How dare you! And then Sophie Cunningham says,
in that story with ESPN, you talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children.
The internet instantly caught fire. Millions of fans rallied behind her, celebrating her courage and her absolute refusal to bow to the WNBA's usual PR machine. But while the fans were loudly cheering for Cunningham's bravery, the mood in the Fever's front office was turning incredibly dark, panicked, and vengeful. They didn't want a player making national headlines for anything other than the sanitized corporate talking points. And Coach Stephanie White decided right then and there that Sophie Cunningham needed to be completely silenced and made an example of. Instead of backing her player, instead of standing unified as a team, Coach Stephanie White completely folded under the pressure and committed the ultimate coaching blunder. Betrayal. Reports leaking directly from the team's inner circle reveal that Coach White didn't just disagree with Cunningham. she actively moved to aggressively punish her.
Category, and so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
Yeah, do you see your advocacy on that, like, taking any form going forward?
You know, I don't know. I'm not a very political person, but I do have beliefs. I have morals, and I'll always stand on those and be true to who I am. And I think people are going to take it how they want to take it, but I've never even really said anything about that. And so when it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, I feel very strongly about that. I think that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats in women's sports. If Title IX and women's sports weren't protected, then you wouldn't hear about any type of women in sport. And so I think in the future, it's just really important to protect.
Do you think, I guess, along the line like that, it goes against perhaps, some people might say, hey, for the trans community, this could be something that could come back on us or be targeted against us. Like, how do you, I guess, view that sort of critique?
You know, like I said, I extend love, and I don't dislike anyone.
We are talking about wild, totally unjustified allegations thrown at Sophie behind closed doors. We are talking about threats of massive suspensions, arbitrarily stripping away her starting minutes and trying to permanently ice her out of the team's future game plans. It was a vicious, cold-blooded sabotage. Coach White wanted to send a terrifying message to the rest of the locker room. If you step out of line, if you speak your actual mind, I will personally destroy your career. White thought she could just sweep this brutal punishment under the rug. She thought she could silence Sophie and force the rest of the team to just blindly fall in line like obedient soldiers. But what Stephanie White completely failed to calculate that the entire country was already watching. And more importantly, she severely underestimated the loyalty of the single most powerful player on the planet, Caitlin Clark.
When it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, I feel very strongly about that. I think that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats in women's sports. If Title IX and women's sports weren't protected, then you wouldn't hear about any type of women in sport. And so...
Damn. Sophie, I said what I said. Whoa. You know they were hoping that Sophie Cunningham would apologize, would walk back all of her words that came out in that article. You were hoping. Sophie Cunningham played 7 minutes in the first half after doubling down on what she said. Folks, I don't remember Sophie Cunningham playing 7 minutes in a first half all season long in the game that she's played in. But then after that, you have the Indiana Fever putting out a statement. Our players are thoughtful adults with their own perspectives and voices, and those views are their own. We are committed to welcoming fans from every background and treating everyone with respect. And that's what guides us.
Before Coach White could even finalize her sinister punishment, the absolute unthinkable happened. The controversy grew so incredibly massive, so universally viral, that it reached the highest office in the nation. In a completely unprecedented move that left WNBA executives hyperventilating in their boardrooms, the White House officially stepped into the arena. A massive wave of national political and cultural support came crashing down, publicly backing Sophie Cunningham's statements. The White House effectively validated Sophie, completely destroying the narrative that Coach White and the Fever front office were desperately trying to spin. Imagine being a head coach, trying to unfairly suspend your own player for speaking her mind, only to wake up and realize the literal president's administration and the entire nation have taken her side. Coach White was caught completely red-handed on the wrong side of history.
Quote, I said what I said, Cunningham told reporters. But rather than me just saying that, let's hear from Sophie Cunningham herself. Listen to what she had to say.
Talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children. And that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
I stand with Sophie Cunningham. I stand with Riley Gaines. I stand with them both. I have 2 daughters. They don't participate in sports, but if they did, that would be my position. And I think it's important to emphasize what Sophie Cunningham said a bit further. She said, I think I'll always believe that. I think it's really important to protect children and that little girls who are also involved in that category. So I stand on what I said, and I will always believe that. She claims she's not a political person, but she does have morals and beliefs, and she will always stay true to them. When asked if her stance could negatively impact the trans community, Cunningham said she's not speaking out of hate. She doesn't dislike anyone. She says, quote, I think there is room for absolutely everyone here, and I think there's room to love everyone. I truly think when you get people in the same room and you have conversations, you actually have a lot in common with a lot of people. I'm there to love, but I'm also there to love biological women, and I think that there are rights that need to be protected. And like I said, I'm going to stand true to that. I'll never falter in my beliefs in that, but I have never once said I hated the trans community. Like I said, I think there's space for everyone. I can't applaud her enough.
The Indiana Fever's PR department completely melted down, scrambling to release a chaotic, heavily panicked statement trying to backtrack. But the damage was already permanently done. The authority of the coach was gone. The trust was entirely broken. And in that moment of absolute vulnerability, Caitlin Clark finally unleashed the beast. Caitlin Clark has sat back and quietly taken the abuse all season. She took the cheap shots to the head. She took the insanely jealous press conferences from bitter veterans. She even survived her own coaching staff trying to ice her out of the offense. But the moment Coach White tried to destroy Sophie Cunningham for simply telling the truth, Clark completely snapped.
It's a fan.
Sneakers on today. Before we start with questions, I just want to address, what's going on with AT. I think first and foremost, it's to protect our players. We've got to continue to support our players in our league. We get to play a basketball game. And AT was exactly right. Like, we get to play a basketball game. And yes, that's going to come with criticism. Yes, that's going to come with fans and the love-hate relationship that they have with players and teams. That is going to come. But it's not hard to not be a jerk. And if you are one of these people that are online doing this, do not call yourself a WNBA fan. Our league is about inclusiveness. Our league is about inclusiveness. Do not call yourself a WNBA fan. Our league is about inclusiveness. Our league is about competition.
Our league is about competition.
Our league is about elevating.
Our league is about elevating.
Elevating women.
Elevating women.
Elevating marginalized communities.
Elevating marginalized communities.
Including and being inclusive of all different walks of life.
Being inclusive of all different walks of life.
That is what our league has always been about from day one. That is what our league will continue to be about. And we will continue to compete at a high level, hold ourselves to a higher standard, continue to be on the forefront of social norms, and we will continue to support one another collectively as a league. Players, coaches, staff, support staff, everyone. We're about elevating. We are not about demeaning, demanding. We are not about continuing this narrative. And it's just absolute.
The leaked audio from the locker room is chilling. Clark didn't just argue with the coach. She completely dismantled her. Witnesses say Clark stood up, violently slammed her locker, and went absolutely nuclear. Are you kidding me? She screamed, her voice echoing down the tunnel. Why is it always me you try to hold back, and now you are coming for Sophie? We are done playing these games. Clark entirely exposed the toxic, jealous sabotage that has been running rampant in that franchise all year. She drew a permanent line in the sand, forming an unbreakable alliance with Cunningham and effectively staging a full-blown mutiny against Stephanie White. Clark made it crystal clear to the front office, if you punish Sophie, you are going to have to punish the face of the entire league. Too. It was the ultimate display of alpha leadership, completely paralyzing the coaching staff and leaving Adam Silver and the NBA executives totally speechless.
That was fired for sexual harassment. Brianna Turner made us all aware of that earlier this morning, late last night. Indiana Fever put out a statement about that. Quote, protecting our players and employees and maintaining a respectful, professional workplace is our top priority. Our policy is to take concerns seriously, investigate thoroughly, and act promptly when appropriate to protect the people in our organization and ensure everyone is treated with professionalism and respect. Fostering trust and safety in that process means we do not comment on personnel matters involving former employees. Now, I'm not sure what people were expecting the Indiana Fever to say. I guess they wanted names. They wanted allegations. Now, this is the thing. If we get a name on who allegedly was getting harassed, well, then the person who was doing the harassing now will feel inclined to speak up and give their side of the story. And the truth lies somewhere in the middle. There's one side, there's another side, and then there's the truth. So what Breonna Turner has done, she's opened up a whole can of worms. Because I'm seeing people speculate, oh, it was this person, oh, it was that person. Well, this person or that person comes forward and says, I was the one that got da-da-da-da-da, and this is what happened to me, and da-da-da-da-da. Well, that person that did it will probably have to feel emboldened to protect their name. Interesting. The Indiana Fever responded quite quickly to the Sophie Cunningham. They responded within 24 hours to the Sophie Cunningham statement, and they responded within 12 hours to the Breonna Turner statement. Let me know your thoughts.
The Indiana Fever is no longer just a basketball team. It is an active war zone, and Caitlin Clark has officially taken control of the Army. With the White House stepping in, Sophie Cunningham holding her ground, and Clark is openly revolting against the coaching staff. The clock is loudly ticking. The ultimate question is, what does the league do now? Does the Indiana Fever front office finally do the right thing, step in, and instantly fire coach Stephanie White to save their franchise? Or will this locker room completely tear itself apart before the playoffs even begin? I need to know exactly what you guys think about this insane drama. Drop your raw, completely unfiltered opinions in the comments down below right now. Do you stand with Sophie and Clark? Smash that like button, hit subscribe so you never miss a massive WNBA leak, and I will see you in the next video.